Now? Hey guys, hello and happy Wednesday. Happy Whimsical Wednesday. Welcome to Dixie Belle's Facebook page. My name is Tracy and I am a business owner, Tracy's Fancy, and I'm a furniture painter and a brand ambassador for Dixie Belle Paint Company, and I'm here to share a fun project with you tonight. It's gonna be a fun project. It's gonna look like a giant stop sign, probably.
Sharon Benson's on tonight.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. Don't be ugly. I told Matt, please, Matt, my husband is behind the camera.
Hi, guys.
He is reading comments and going to answer any questions or relay your questions to me. I cannot see the comments. So please type in your comments, say hello, let us know where you're tuning in from. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, just type it in and he will read that out to me. Dixie Belle also is online and they are moderating this live as well. They're here with us and they can also share links or help you out as well. So who we got with us tonight, babe?
We have Sue Martin. We've got Charlene and Pamela Conks, Dominique.
Hi,
Christine,
guys.
Glenda.
Thank you,
Got
thank
about
you, thank
60
you.
people on.
I hear lots of familiar names. Please hit that share button, let people know that we're on. So can you guess by the dress what we are working with tonight? We are gonna push Valentine colors tonight. Yes, we are. It has been a while since I've done a red piece. Zadie thinks that I'm absolutely crazy that I wore these with shorts overall. She said, Mom, you look crazy. But I was like, it's Valentine's Day.
You're like a cute scarecrow.
It's a cute scarecrow, yeah. It's my last day to see you guys before Valentine's Day that's on Sunday. So it's not a real big holiday for us. We don't really do anything ever. We sometimes celebrate for
Baby,
it.
the romance isn't dead. What are you talking about?
So I'm trying to do it through my furniture. So here we go. This is what I've done so far. We're just gonna be straight up painting tonight and doing a little bit of WoodUBend mold. So this French provincial piece looked like this right here. You probably saw a picture on my Facebook page if you follow me at Tracy's Fancy of my giant dog laying on top of it up here. That was just to get your attention and to get you up here. And we're gonna go red, but I'm gonna go super romantic with this piece. So do you know how we talk about, I'm gonna start gluing on some molds actually while I'm talking. You'll know how we talk about kind of needing, sometimes you need to know at least what direction you're going. You don't have to have a full out plan for your piece, but just open up a jar of paint and start painting. But you still kind of have to have an idea. You need to, what color do you like? Or what room is it gonna be in? What?
I was asking you to talk a little louder.
Oh, okay. Or what room is it going in? Those sorts of things. And then what type of finish do you want for it? So I know that for sure this piece is going to be mostly red. I'm going to challenge myself with this piece as well because I'm going to do some hand painting in this framed out area right here. I'm going to do some hand painting in this area. I'm going to use roses as my theme, so I'm going to hand paint. My plan is to paint a giant rose bulb there in the middle, or a rose blossom, not a bulb.
Can I get you something to put under that so we don't start a fire?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
So right now, before I start painting, I'm going to glue on a couple of these WoodUBend Keyhole molds. I'm going to glue 2 on this side, and then we're going to prime the other side. So these Keyhole molds are available through Dixie Belle. They are by WoodUBend. These are exclusive to Dixie Belle. And I have put my link at the top of this video where you can look for a local retailer in your area, or you can also order through my link there on that's typed out. And they do have these keyholes available. I checked just before we went live to make sure that the molds that I was using were available, and they are. So I have just heated up this mold with my heat gun, and now I'm using my Titebond glue. This is Titebond Quick and Thick. And I am going to glue this right over here on top of this hole where the hardware is actually going to go in. So this is going to glue right here. Matt, will you tell me if that looks straight from where you are?
Looks good to me.
I'm going to push that on.
Can everyone see from this distance?
Does he need to move in a little bit?
We're on a tablet tonight, so
here's the keyhole. See that? There's my heat gun. I'm just heating it up, just getting it soft.
Did you have to use slick stick first?
No, I primed, and we're going to talk about what I did as far as painting goes. I just need to get these molds on for you so we can move on, and we're gonna prime together on the other side. I knew I was going to get the slick stick question because the finish on the French Provincials has a nice shine, and the lights that we use make it shine really, it looks slick, but it's really not. And this is wood furniture. And I don't need slick stick for it. B.O.S. is a great bonding primer and also a blocking primer. So it will block any bleed through and wood tannins, but it will also serve as a really good gripping primer for you as well. And it's all you need. It's all you need. So I'm going to put this one over this hole here as well, where my hardware is going to go. And I'm going to have this on both sides. So what you do with the WoodUBend molds is you heat them up, and then you press them in place with, if you use Titebond, Dixie Belle also has Titebond. If you're a person that likes to order and not go to the store, they have Titebond available as well. Then you need to hit it one more time with your heat gun. Just one more time, just lightly, right over the mold. And then press really hard, just press it in place. And as you saw, unlike with some other molds, you don't need to tape these in place. They grip really well because they are a wood product. It's actually wood. And you're using wood glue to make wood stick to wood. So that works really well. When you heat it one more time and you press it, you can see the glue press out from the side, and you know that it's like, they suck right onto the piece.
Terry was asking, sorry.
That's fine. That's okay.
If you don't have a heat gun, what can you use? Like a blow dryer?
If you don't have a heat gun, yes, a blow dryer will work. It takes a little bit longer, but you can also use an electric skillet. So if you've got an electric skillet in the kitchen, a crock pot, you can even put these in your oven. Some of the molds are really big and thick, and I worked with Sully in Florida when we were at the Dixie Belle Retailer Conference, and there was a big, thick mold that we used, and you just literally almost can't heat them up with a heater. You have to put them in the oven or put them on an electric skillet, and we put our WoodUBend molds on a cookie sheet and put them in the oven and warmed them up like that. So that works too. Okay, the other thing I'm going to do before we move on is I'm going to put a WoodUBend mold on both sections right here. So I have, this piece is going to be focused around romance, reds for Valentine's Day, and also sort of a grunge, kind of a romantic, not grunge, I don't want to say grunge, but like almost like a dark romance is what I'd say, not like a bright, happy Valentine's Day, but like a really romantic, deep romantic piece. So this is another mold that Dixie Belle has on the Dixie Belle page. It is beautiful. These are beautiful roses. And since roses are the focus of this piece, all the different reds that you see in one simple rosebud blossom, rosebud blossom, I'm going to use roses here as well. So I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to use half of it to come off of one side of the handle and half to come off of the other side of the handle.
Monica, oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Monica wanted to know if you could microwave this.
You know, I don't know why not, but I really don't know. I don't know. Has anyone?
An iron?
An iron?
An iron?
I mean, why wouldn't it be so simple just to have Sully, when she works, she plugs in her electric skillet and has them sitting there warm and ready to go. Like, she doesn't have to do this all the time on her legs. So she just heats them up. Now, the beauty is once you heat them up, they get nice and soft, which I'm going to show you right now. See? You can bend it now, whereas before you couldn't. But this one I'm going to cut in half. I'm going to cut it right down the middle. So I'm going to get the middle nice and soft right in the middle. And you can even use scissors, babe. Well, you actually, oh, my sharp scissors are right here. I'm just going to cut through it with scissors. I've got an X-Acto knife here, but I'm going to use scissors. So I'm going to get the middle because that's a little bit thicker there. There we go.
Lee says the griddle works well.
It does. It does work really well. I've seen her use it. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to cut this right up the middle, just like this. So you can cut right through these. If your edges are a little bit rough, you can sand them. They're wood. They're made from wood properties. So there we go. I've cut it right down the middle. So I'm going to try to figure out how I want this to be. Do I want to go up on the end, or do I want to turn it this way and go down on the end? Let's see. I'm not sure. And I also don't think I like this thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get rid of this thing. See, you can just trim them. You can do what you want. It's still soft. I'm gonna trim that right off. I don't like that on there. I like it, but not for what I'm gonna do right here. So I'm just trimming that off, and there we go. That's better, I think. Does that work better? How about if I do it?
What if
That's
you moved
good.
it out a little bit?
Out? I want it right up next to it.
Mm.
I want it right up next to it. I think once we paint it, that'll be okay. What do y'all think? Are they saying? What are they saying?
Michelle says move it down.
Move it down? Down. Move it down. I don't know. Let's work on it, guys. Let's see here. Up. This way. I think I like this side better.
Is it all gonna look like one piece with the handle or something?
Well, not really, but maybe I need to do that. Let me heat it up. I think I'm gonna go try to mold it around that handle. Let's make it difficult, guys. Let's make it difficult because that's more fun. But it'll show you the beauty. Thank you, honey. You were kind of on my piece there.
Are you just heating those up again for the?
Yeah, they cool off really quickly, and as they cool off, they aren't pliable anymore. And I need this to be pliable. So I think what I'm gonna do is lay this hardware on here like this, and just kind of cut around it. I'm gonna make a line like this. How's that? Cut my hand off.
Yeah, don't cut yourself.
There we go. And then I'll go back with my scissors. I can see where I was. So it always feels like cookie dough to me.
That's cool.
Isn't it cool? All right, let's put that back up there. Looky there. That's better, right? Isn't that better?
Yes.
That looks a lot better. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. So I always feel rushed when I'm doing this, like I have to hurry up and get to the painting. But you know what, guys? This is part of the project. This right here is part of the project. This is how this piece tonight, when we get done, it is where when we get to where we're going with it, it is going to look like a hot mess. And y'all are really gonna question my judgment. I know y'all do a lot of times when we worked. When y'all watch me, baby, it keeps getting on my cord. Thank you. But don't worry. Don't you worry. So let me go and tell you what I've done so far. I cleaned the piece with White Lightning. You knew I was going to say that. And I cleaned it really well. And then after I was done with White Lightning, which is my favorite cleaner in the world, I sprayed it with just straight water. And, there we go. And then I primed it, and I used my gray B.O.S, which we're going to use over on the other side. Oh, here we go, gray B.O.S. Gray B.O.S comes in white and clear, and how are we going to do this? Just like that, right? And to go up to that point. Okay, so I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. B.O.S comes in white, gray, and clear. So I'm going to heat this up a little bit. And it is a blocking primer. It also blocks odors. It blocks stains and bleed through. And it also stops smells. So it stops odors as well. This piece was very, very clean. And I probably did not need to prime it since I'm going with deep, dark reds and blacks. But just in case, you know, just in case. I don't plan on sanding it back, so I don't care that there's a color primer underneath it. And it gives me a little bit of peace of mind that, okay, I'm just down here tracing around this handle, you guys.
If you don't have, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
If you don't have a gray B.O.S on hand, can you just add gray paint?
You know, I don't know. People have asked me that before. Is Dixie Belle on? I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable saying that works because I think that might affect your, oh, there's that word again, efficacy of your primer, because I'm sure that there's a special formula. I just don't know about that. Somebody else probably needs to answer that question, like a Dixie Belle. But you don't have to have gray on hand. You can have white. You can use clear. Oh, yeah, baby. Ooh, that looks good. That looks really, really good.
Are you painting handles or leaving them that color?
No, I'll be painting. Well, I don't know. They're dark and I like them. And I'm going to go with a lot of dark on this piece. So maybe I will leave them dark. They've darkened over time. I'm sure they used to be like a gold or brass color.
Margie says she found that pink and green rug that you want.
I know. I had someone send me the link, you guys, and that rug was so expensive. It was like $800-something
Really?
for a runner.
Yeah, that's right.
For a runner. Can you believe that? I was like, oh, dang. Yeah, it was, you know, some vintage Turkish rug. They were proud of it. All right. So these are on. This looks amazing. I love. We need to do it one more time, though. Hope you guys don't mind. But see, isn't it fun, though? It's fun to watch you cut up molds, right? Did you know you could do that? Does anyone have any questions about the molds? So that's it. Does that look straight, babe?
Genius idea.
Does that look straight?
Anna, applied with wood glue or Gorilla Glue?
You can use either, but I've used Gorilla Glue as well. I'm using Titebond right now because they have this quick and thick in it.
She doesn't use it on her hair.
Who saw that? Did you see that, babe? Do you know what she's talking about?
I do.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
No,
Okay,
she
good.
didn't say that. I did.
It was oh, you just said that. You're being funny. That was a spray adhesive that girl used on her hair. Crazy. Okay, we're gonna move this handle down because I need to do that again. We're gonna do it one more time. Just adding a little bit, just making it a little bit extra. All right, here we go. I'm gonna cut it right. It's nice and floppy, see? I'm gonna cut it right in half again. Right down the middle. Are you eating candy, babe? Oh my gosh, you're eating
I have
candy.
chewing gum from a blow pop.
Oh, it smells like grapes. Okay,
Yeah,
so it's
great.
cut in half. So now, what did I do first, guys? I cut off this little I cut off this little doohickey. That's what I cut off. I cut off the doohickey. All right. All right. That's cut off. Now, I'm going to get my handle. I'm going to bring my handle down and put it, how did I do that? Like that. I don't know, I better do this. Is it about? There we go. All right, sorry. It always worries me on the second time that I make some sort of alteration like this that it isn't gonna look, you know, just like the first alteration. So, trying to be a little extra careful and probably, now see, it's already gotten really hard because it's cooled off. So I need to reheat it. Let's see.
Hi, Connie.
Does anyone have any questions, babe, or anything they want to say?
That
think
we're
it's
funny
funny.
together and you're so clever and you're funny.
Thank you. Thank you.
Laura says, watch what you're cutting there.
Yeah. Thanks. All right. There's that. And let's do this.
Hi, Shara.
I'm just going to cut it with scissors. Here we go. And the good thing is, guys, this stuff repairs really easily too. It's just a little bit of wood glue. You can just glue it back in place. Let's say I overcut, you know, and I wanted to fill it in a little bit, I could. All right, that one just seems a little different than that one up here for some reason. It's way different. What did I do? Oh, I didn't cut off enough of the doohickey. I didn't cut off enough of this thing. I cut this thing off. That's the difference. Duh. Okay. Look here. Look what I can do, you guys. I can match it like this. Gosh. So much.
You might want to cut it if you're doing more than one before you mount it. Put one on top of the other and then cut the second.
I'm so clever.
There you go.
And this right here is cut too. All right.
That was my chair.
That's gotta be good enough. Let's put this up. Okay.
Do you like using Gator Hide or wax to seal your projects?
What do I do here? Why does it seem so different? Huh? It's like, is the piece different?
No, it doesn't look different. Because the top, the one in your hand, you have a ledge, point going off to the top right. And the top one doesn't have that.
I don't know what I did, but there we go. That's good enough. That's gonna work. Okay, what did they ask me about? Gator Hide or what?
Or wax. What do you like to finish the projects with?
Gator Hide. Gator Hide is usually my go-to. That's my favorite finish is Gator Hide. I'm sure that this piece will get Gator Hide because most of my dressers and buffets do. By the way, you guys, so the piece that we did the last 2 weeks, the table and chairs, gone. It left today. Miss Linda is the owner of that, and she came and picked it up. And it had Gator Hide on it. That's what made me think of it. And I was talking to her about Gator Hide and told her how hardy it is.
How'd you like it?
She loved it. Loved it, loved it. All right, so let's match this one up. Same thing. I need to get rid of that thing. Oh, I didn't realize that I cut that part off. All right, this is cut off.
You're gonna start a fire, honey.
No, I'm not, babe. I leave it running all the time. And I don't know if that's right. Just chopping this thing up. So you should always do them before you glue them on. This is why this is good to watch. That is going to be good enough. Got my glue going on. He can't stand it, y'all. He thinks I'm going to burn the tarp. He went and got me some tile.
I don't need to be fighting fires while I'm trying to read comments and questions, all right?
Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
All right, so this
Terry
is
wants to know if we keep a fire extinguisher handy.
Do we have one? We have one in the pantry, but does it work?
I haven't inspected that in probably 6 years.
All right, I'm done.
Karen says she used Gator Hide yesterday. It's so thick to spread.
Okay.
Do you miss with a little water?
What were you doing? What were you doing, Sharon? Were you doing a, what do you think, guys? What do y'all think about this? No, I do not put any water in it. I use a dry brush or a dry applicator pad. If I'm doing a flat surface like the top of this piece, I'll use an applicator pad when I'm putting it on. And if I'm using it inside something like this, I use a paintbrush and it needs to be dry. I don't put any water in it at all. And you put it on very thin, very, very thin coat. So one thin coat, you may not cover it really well because you're not used to using it, but let that thin coat dry and then do your second follow-up thin coat and it'll fill in where it needs to. And then try to do it again a third time and you'll have it covered. But don't go thick. Don't do like a heavy delivery.
Oh, Connie says that she did burn her tarp with a heat gun.
Oh, Connie.
Real live fire, and her husband wasn't happy.
Oh my gosh, Connie, I'm in trouble now. All right, so here we
Tip for a
go.
happy marriage.
Let's, I'm going to put a little bit of B.O.S. Well, no, I'm not. I'm not going to put B.O.S. over that. Let's get started over here. I've got my flat mini, which is what I always choose, even though, I mean, my flat medium. I normally, people ask why I don't use the like the angle or the mini brush, but I love the size of this brush. This brush fits best in my hand. It's called the Flat Mini. I know that they're hard to get right now, but it's my favorite brush, and I'm down to one. It's the only one that I have. So this has already been cleaned. I'm doing up underneath here under the slip. I just wanted to prime this with you guys in front of you. You can get it, make sure that you get your primer all over the piece. You can put it on super messy. You can go up and down. It doesn't matter, same as when you paint, but then just go back and make sure that you run your strokes in all directions.
Anna wants to know if there is a matte finish for a sealer. I can't find her question anymore.
Okay, so the Gator Hide has a sheen to it, but it's not a big sheen. It's not like, to me, it's not even a satin sheen, but well, I guess it is kind of a satin sheen. Gator Hide dries with a satin sheen. If you want a matte sheen, which I would just go with the flat, the top coat in flat, but I don't know, I think Gator Hide, it gives a slight sheen. But the top coat in satin by Dixie Belle and the top coat in flat by Dixie Belle, those are so, the flat is so easy to use, you guys. You can't even tell that it's on. Now it is our lightest. It is our lightest, as far as, you know, durability, it's the lightest amount of coverage that we offer, but you can't tell that it's even on there. So you'll see, no matter what direction I go.
What do you use to clean the piece before you started all this?
It's called White Lightning. It's by Dixie Belle. It's their cleaner. You can get that on the website under paint, I believe, and then it'll say White Lightning up at the top of that. It may be under tools. And it comes in granules, a small 8-ounce jar. It comes in granules and it lasts forever. And I mix I think 2 tablespoons or 2 teaspoons to a gallon, I think. And I put it in a sprayer, and then I just spray it onto my piece of furniture and let it sit for a few minutes, and then wipe it off really well. And then I usually do it again and let it sit, and then wipe it off really well. And then I follow with water, just straight water, and then do a wipe off again. Go ahead.
Can't you use a flat or satin before Gator Hide?
Oh, yeah. I always forget to tell you guys that. Okay, so I don't do it every time, I'll be honest. You're awfully close, baby. Why are you so close to my head? Can you move over there a little bit?
I was trying to get the...
You're like, I'm like, did I clean my ears? You're just so close. That is a tip that a lot of painters use, and it just depends on what finish I'm going for, but I've also used Gator Hide for so long now, and I really do feel kind of like a Gator Hide Applicator Pro. But especially when you're first getting used to it, if you put a coat of satin on first, if you will put your coat of satin on, then put Gator Hide on, it does apply. It's a lot easier to work with that way. But you don't have to do that.
Mary wants to know what top coat would you recommend for a darker color like Caviar?
Oh gosh, well, I love Gator Hide over Caviar. It gives a gorgeous sheen. I have a piece of Bombay chest that I did not that long ago in a live video, and I used the Applicator Pad, and that I wrote a blog about it, how to get the perfect finish with Gator Hide over black. And you can go to my website at traceysfancy.com and type in Black Bombay in the search bar, and that blog should come up. But if you are a beginner, or you're new, or you're nervous, I would go with flat or satin. And there is a little trick that you can use. You can put a little tiny bit of your Caviar into your top coat. Don't turn your top coat black. Just tint your top coat and then put that over your black finish, and that will help.
Okay, Christina wants to know if she has sealed with a Dixie Belle flat, can she put Gator Hide over it once it's dry?
Yes, you can. But you're going to get a sheen though. I mean, it's going to change your flat. It's flat, and then you're going to end up with a Gator Hide sheen over it. So what some people do is they put Gator Hide, they'll put Gator Hide on first, and then because the reason you would want to use Gator Hide or a top coat, our top coats are great. They're water resistant, and they're great. But Gator Hide is water repellent. not water resistant, but water repellent. It will tolerate a little bit more water, and it will actually tolerate water for a longer period of time before damage starts to occur to the top coat. So that's why people like to use Gator Hide, because it's water repellent. Baby, do you mind washing this real quick for me? Because I want to use that brush.
What do you know about hemp oil?
What do I know about it? You can use it. You can use it on like cutting boards or, huh?
Over a dark.
Oh, over dark. Well, I mean, it's beautiful. It'll soak in and give a nice sheen. It's just not as hardy of a finish. Gator Hide and hemp oil are two completely different top coats for different reasons. The hemp oil is beautiful. It'll soak right into that chalk mineral paint finish, and it'll make it rich and dark, but it's a very natural, very, very, very natural finish. Gator Hide is, it's gonna harden up and be like Gator Hide hard. All right, so let's talk about red, you guys. What time is it? Let's get some red on here. Let's get some red on. So I've got Honky Tonk Red and what did I pick? Barn Red. So I've got two reds, Honky Tonk Red and Barn Red. I was trying to decide what I was gonna use, and I think I'm gonna go with Honky Tonk Red because it's one of my favorites. I've also pulled out Plum Crazy and Peony and Muscadine Wine and Pink. Now let me hold all these up like this so that you can see. I'm gonna put them all on my arms like this. These are all sort of the hues that are going on this piece, okay? Like this.
Question, what do you use to clean your brushes when you're done painting?
Scrubby Soap. Will you go get me one?
Yep.
Give me on my brush, please. Thank you. Okay, can they see these really well?
Yes.
Okay, so these are the hues of color that I'm gonna use on this piece, all right? And I'm gonna try to have this piece done by Valentine's Day. So I'm gonna go with this first. This is my main color. This is what I'm gonna coat the entire piece with, and this is Honky Tonk Red. Now, do I want my piece to look like a fire truck or an apple? I do not. Or a stop sign? I do not. Although I love it. It's my favorite red, and I like it straight up. But that's not the look I'm going for here. I want to darken it. So I don't want to use a lot of the light, but I am going to need to highlight. So I'm going to pull some pinks for some highlights. And then I'm going to deepen it with this deep, deep wine color and a deeper, darker red as well. And then in addition to all of that, I'm even possibly going to be doing some shading with Caviar instead of black wax. I'm going to use paint because you can shade with paint just as easily as you can with the glaze or with our Best Dang Wax in Black, which is my go-to, but instead on this piece I want to do it with this. So this is an armful of beauty, right? So let's get some paint on. We're just going to get some Honky Tonk Red on, let you see the red. And then I do want to tell you one more thing. Will you open this for me, babe? Do you mind? While he's opening the red for me, I'm going to put some black on in the middle because this is going to be an open kind of framed in canvas area for me. I do a lot of hand painting as well. You know, like scenery type stuff. So this middle part is, I want to be like an up close view of a rose. And so underneath that rose, I want it to have black. I want it to be super dark underneath there so that the reds and the pinks really pop off of this black canvas. I do canvas work as well, and I use Dixie Belle paints when I do canvas work too. And most of my canvas work has a black background. I usually prefer a black canvas over a white canvas.
People are digging your color palette there.
Oh, yay. I'm so glad. I love it too. And it's been a long time since I can't even remember what the last red piece. I used to paint a lot of red pieces. And I thought about it because it was Valentine's week and I was trying to pull up, you know, like old content to share. And I was like, I'm just going to paint a piece red for Valentine's Day. So I also have done this exact piece before. I did it for a little girl's room, and we did a monogram in this middle part right here, back when everybody used to paint monograms on everything. It's quiet.
It's quiet. We got 191 in here right now. People are just talking about your colors.
So guys, okay, so what do y'all think? You don't want to make a bet. So this piece is will be available. It is not a custom. I'm doing, sometimes I just like to paint to be painting. I have customs to do, but I just finished that chair and table custom, and it like kind of drug on, and it didn't really match my brand. I was happy to do it. I'm thankful for the work, but you know, it wasn't like feeding my soul. And my next custom isn't necessarily going to feed my soul either. And so sometimes I just need to take a break and do something just for the fun of it. And that's what this piece is. So when I paint like this, it's always I'm always a little curious how long it'll take for someone to pick it up, because it's, you know, never like run of the mill.
A couple of the ladies wondering where you got those pants.
Oh, you like my breeches? I'm gonna stand up for y'all. Will you open that for me, babe, the top of it? So I wore my overalls, and then they're shorts. This is crazy. I don't remember where I got them. I think I got them at Target last year. Scrubby Soaps. This is my Scrubby Soap. Okay, you hand me my Honky Tonk. This is Scrubby Soap. It's a brand new. Is this brand new? Or it's one in the sink.
It wasn't in the container.
This is the citrus. I love it. I keep them in my sink all the time. I never run out. I make sure I have them all the time. They have a little spongy pad on one side and a glycerin type soap on the other. It's made with coconut oil. It gets everything off. Sometimes we have them in our shower. They take everything off. Everything. So here we go. If you've been working with Best Stain Wax or No Paint Gel Stain, those will take all of that off. So do you see there, our molds are on tight. I'm just pouncing the heck out of it to make sure that I get all the way down, all around there. Isn't this red gorgeous, you guys? This is such a happy color. I love this color. Our kitchen used to be red, didn't it, babe?
Yep.
Our walls.
We used to have a lot of red in the house.
All of our walls in our kitchen were red. And then we painted the walls like a long time ago. We painted them a tan. And then we painted our kitchen cabinets red. We did, right, babe?
We did.
No. Who painted the kitchen cabinets?
Me.
He did. I was out of town and he painted my entire kitchen a long time ago. Now they're no longer red. They are not red. And this time, who painted the kitchen cabinets?
You did.
I sure did. Okay, so if you've never used a chalk mineral paint, you guys, it dries so fast. If the conditions are right, wherever you're painting, it can be dry in about 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. So depending on, usually if I start on one side and move over, by the time I'm done on that side, that's dry already, and I'm ready to get started on that side.
Good pro tip.
What's the pro tip?
That if you start from left to right instead of working the same area, that.
Hey, before we go, let me show y'all how I paint a top surface. We'll do that at the end. I want to keep going here. I want to get some more on. We'll do that. Maybe I'll save that and do that over on my page in a little bit.
It's about 21 till 8.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're doing good. Look how pretty those look. Once you make them part of the piece, then they'll look great.
It's a lot better.
It does, doesn't it?
Yep.
Now this piece I want to have a lot of texture, so I'm gonna have my brush strokes going in all different ways on purpose. Okay, so it's not gonna be all left to right. And every single layer, no matter what color I'm adding to it, it's gonna be going in different directions. I'm just getting some good coverage first. Whew, it is gorgeous. This is fun. This feeds my soul. This feeds my soul. This makes me happy. Let's get it down here up next to the black. See what I said, guys? It's, you know, by the time I'm done tonight, this is not going to be pretty, but that's okay. And I mean, I'm okay. Look, I'm getting a little bit of red on the black, and that's okay. Now look at that. Look, I got a little black in my red. Isn't that pretty? It's already giving me an idea of how I want it to look.
And you're just kind of figuring it out as you go, right?
Yes, I'm just figuring it out as I go. I mean, I have a vision in my mind, and once I kind of honed in on, I knew when I got this piece, a client of mine that's here in town actually traded me this piece for some courses that I have, and I knew when I got it, when I got it from her, I was like, I know that I'm going to paint something really special inside here, but I'm going to paint something inside here I've never done. I've never done and tried to do an actual like rose painting that's not whimsical and, you know, crazy looking. So, Have I been? Have I done roses? I do sunflowers.
I
and
think when you first started
poppies.
doing this, you did a
Oh,
big
I
rose
did.
piece.
A lot, like 12 years
Well,
ago,
I think
13
it was your
years
first
ago.
time doing flowers, wasn't
It was, and I studied it and studied it. That was a long time
Turned out
ago.
really good.
Yeah, we shipped those dressers. It was for sisters, and those dressers went to Florida. That's right. I totally forgot about that. Oh my goodness, I can't believe you remembered that. You were so impressed, right?
So
Is that what it
impressed.
was?
Yeah, well, yeah, always.
So anyway, when I decided that I was going to do the rose in the middle, then the idea was kind of born what direction I wanted to take with the piece. Kind of a mess though, right? Any questions, babe?
Just people talking about some of the.
I want to know. What are they talking about?
Well, we were talking about when you were talking about the red. Janet has a kitchen table. It's barn red with black glaze over it.
Oh, I bet it's really pretty, Janet. I bet that's pretty.
And Carol, she wants to do a desk in Honky Tonk Red. Loves the color. Her bedroom is dark red and gold, and she loves it.
I love red and gold, don't I, babe?
You do.
I do.
Yes, you do.
We eventually took all of the red out of our house, really. We did. And it's kind of sad. So instead, I replaced it with this color.
So it looks like a fireplace right now. It does.
Does it?
It does. It looks like one of those old-fashioned wood burning stoves.
Yeah, like a wood burning stove. It kind of looks like a fire truck, right? A fire truck, a stop sign. I just wanted to get those molds covered so people could see, how, if you can just envision putting a mold on a piece of furniture just to give it a little bit of dimension and interest, add some visual interest to it.
Is that a silk paint, by the way?
No. The silk doesn't have red. This is the chalk mineral paint. The silk colors are called Hampton colors, and they are a little bit more, they're kind of toned down just a little bit. They're gorgeous, but no, they don't have any of the real bright, like super bold colors. Really pretty. Really pretty.
Yeah, I like it.
Like it so far? All right. So I think that's it. So basically, I used White Lightning. I used Gray B.O.S, which, as you can see, we get one coat coverage. If I did not want to go back, I wouldn't have to go back and put another coat of red on, which is insane. Red paint is hard to work with on, like if you use red latex paint, red walls, they're very difficult to paint. You get shadows and sometimes they look extra sheer. They're usually a color that not a lot of people want to paint with. But Dixie Belle's gets great coverage even without the Gray B.O.S. It really does. But having the Gray B.O.S. underneath it, as opposed to a white B.O.S. underneath it, is amazing. So Gray B.O.S. and then a single coat of Dixie Belle Honky Tonk Red. And this is not Caviar. I usually use Caviar, but this is Midnight Sky underneath here. And then the WoodUBend molds that are, if you want to know these numbers, this one, the Keyhole, is number 1147. And if you like the roses right here, that one was number 2110. And those are both on the Dixie Belle website. And those are the only molds there are some single roses I thought I might add somewhere, maybe on the side, I'm not sure. I am going to use this. Let me show you this real quick. I'm going to use the silk screen stencil, the floral one. There is the roses stencil, which you guys have already seen me use on a blue hutch a while back. The roses silk screen, I'm probably going to do when you open the drawers, I'm going to do the drawer sides with this. But I think I'm going to do it in black. It's a beautiful raw pine wood on the side. I think I'm going to leave it raw and then just do the silk screen in black on the side. So when they open it, they'll have black roses on the side.
That'll look good.
As well. Yeah, these are the silk screen stencils. Super fun, no fail, can't go wrong. This one includes a damask, some scrolls, the roses, and a couple of more scroll patterns as well, which are great for corners right here. So. Is that it?
I think that's
Is that
it.
it? All right. That's it, you guys. Thank y'all. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to try really hard to have this piece done by Sunday. Please follow me on Tracey's Fancy on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube as well. I put my link up there. Give us a follow, and hopefully I will have this posted and I'll share it on my social media pages. And Dixie Belle will share it at some point down the road. Dixie Belle, thank you for having me, and I will see y'all next week. Y'all have a wonderful Valentine's Day this Sunday, okay? Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.